this layakat?
That's me.
That's her over there. Welcome to the first official episode of Digging Deep, a Survivor podcast. Alright, and you guys made me stinky on the first day? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Instantly.
So, we are going to be talking about Survivor 50. We're gonna catch up on the first couple episodes, and then we will get into the episode last night, episode 4. I have a lot of notes. I took notes in my handy dandy notebook. I posted it on Twitter. It's literally a handy dandy notebook from Blue's Clues. I took lots of notes. I have got lots of things here to talk about. Very exciting, well, not my favorite episode of the season, I'll say that. But we got a lot to talk about. It's gonna be fun. Are you ready, Laya?
I am so ready.
So, you caught up on the rest of the season earlier this week, right?
I am completely caught up. I watched the new episode, last night.
Did you watch it live?
No. And then I got worried because it took them, an hour or two to put it on the website. So I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. I'm not going to be ready. And then I, kept staring at it, and eventually it was up. And then I was like, okay, I gotta do it.
No, it's, So, do you have any questions or anything you want to talk about from the first couple episodes before we dive in?
Yes, because some of these questions are specifically how the games work.
Okay.
So, okay. Do they get to pick their clothing?
I feel like, okay, so it's gonna depend on the, well, that was the wrong button. Good thing that toggle doesn't work with this dress. Sorry, I was trying to turn off the stinkies, and I just lifted my dress up. Well, I would have if it worked on this one. What was I saying?
About their clothes. Whether or not they pick them out.
Yes. So sometimes they will pick them out for, they'll bring in a couple things, and then the Survivor crew will pick out things from their clothing. And sometimes it's completely given to them. I think now it's all just given to them, but a lot of what the players are wearing this season is the stuff that they were iconic for wearing in their original seasons.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
So Christian's shirt, he was wearing that exact same shirt his first season.
Let me look up who that is. I'm sorry, I'm really bad
Christian
with names.
is the guy with the glasses that pooped himself.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah. He's gonna be probably one of the biggest players of the season.
He's the one I'm kind of rooting for, to be honest.
Yeah,
He's kind of insane because he's been in every single vote so far.
Christians, it happens. There have been winners that go to every tribal, so it can happen. We'll get to winner rankings, but he is pretty up there for me personally. Okay, next question, Laya.
When they have the mini games and stuff, when they tell them the challenge, they give them some time to discuss and plan after learning what the challenge is, don't they? Because they always seem once the challenge starts, they always seem to instantly know who they're going to send where.
Yeah, when Jeff is give you a minute to decide, we'll get it on. That's when they plan who goes where and who whatever.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I know he said they gave them time, but then it didn't seem like they gave them that much time. I was I think they just cut it out.
Yeah, it's just cut out. Because you can see it a little bit in the first couple seasons, and whenever something relevant happens, they'll show it. So, in season 34, Game Changers, it's so funny. This castaway, Debbie, she volunteered to do a thing where you walk across a plank, a tightrope type walk deal. She volunteered to do it because she said she has good balance. And then the guy who was kind of like coaching the tribe, he was like, okay, yeah, okay, good idea. You'll do that. Sure. And then they lost because of her on that balance beam. That was the term I couldn't think of. And then they get back to the tribe, the camp, and she starts freaking out, and she's like, why would you put me there? I'm so sick of you dictating where everyone goes and what everyone does. I'm pissed. It's so funny.
What?
So they show that because it's relevant to her meltdown.
Okay. I have another question.
Okay.
Has anybody left the show due to health issues like illness, not injury?
Illness, how? Yes, but like, or kind of, but like constipation. Someone's left before.
Wait, somebody's left before for constipation?
This old guy, after like, not eating for like 30 days, he ate like 1,000,000 pounds of beef and then couldn't poop for like so long, and then it was to the point that it was like pressing on his bladder and he couldn't pee, so they had to evac him.
What? Oh, okay.
I think that actually happened twice.
What? It wasn't the same guy, right?
No. It's always the old guys. Yeah. For a health thing, it's usually the older guys. Like, they push themselves or something happens.
Those were my general questions. I have 2 questions for specifically this season as well.
Okay.
Is Billie Eilish actually a fan?
No one knows.
Or did they just... Okay, I was gonna say, or did they just throw out celebrity names?
Glade? Oh my shit. So, Billie Eilish has not tweeted about it. She has not Instagrammed about it. Not a thing has gone on a story. It isn't anywhere in her orbit. You would think that she doesn't give a rip about Survivor at all.
I don't think she does.
Like, all the other people have posted it on their social media. She is not even like, I don't even know if she knows that she's on it.
Are the totems always the same? Like, okay, I know the boomerang totem is unique, but are all the totems going to be boomerang totems? Idols, whatever they're called.
I don't think so. Usually there's like a gimmicky one pre-merge in the new era, and then once they merge, you might find like a standard one if something gets played.
Okay.
That's how it usually goes for new era crap.
They have to play those before knowing if people actually voted for them, right?
Yeah, you have to play it on a hunch. There has been like rare occasions that there's a superpowered one that can go after the vote, but that's not the norm.
And like those ones, when you use them, they're just gone, even if they don't vote for you, right? You don't get to keep them. Like, oh, this person has an idol and they get to keep it now, and now everyone knows they have an idol.
No, if you use the idol to block votes, that's it. It's gone, but then it gets replanted.
Oh.
So, like, the next day you can go out and find one. So that's why, on this season, Rick, he, did that a lot his first season, where, like, he'd played an idol and then went and found one and then played another idol and then went back, found it, played. He just did it so much that he became, like, synonymous with idols. So that's kind of how they work.
Also, was Joe actually done dirty during his last game?
Kind of. Kyle, who went out in episode 1 on the medevac, and Camilla, who's also in the game, they were kind of like secretly running circles on him, and like Kyle suggested to him that his number one ally, that Joe's number one ally, secretly had an idol that he wasn't telling Joe about, and Joe had a complete meltdown over it and voted the guy out that night, and he didn't have an idol. Like, they were like screwing with him big time. And he looked like an idiot at Final Tribal because of it.
Ask your opinion on one very specific person in the show.
Okay.
I think their name is Rizzo?
Rizgod? Rizgod, baby?
Yeah, what's your opinion on them?
Rizgod, I wanted to hate so bad in 49, but he's like oddly charismatic.
I dislike him in this one.
He's been okay.
He seems kind of lazy to me.
He's definitely lazy. Cause he's the newest of New Era. He's from 49. And all of the New Era people, they're kind of like they've moved on from feeling the need to like build a shelter or like fish or whatever. They're like, we're not even here a full month anymore. It doesn't matter if we sleep on this sand. I could be swapped tomorrow. There's no point in wasting my energy. So they've moved on from the survival aspects, which sucks. But Rizzo's problem is he's not, at least early on, he wasn't playing to the tribe dynamics. So it's fine to be lazy on Survivor if you're on a lazy tribe. If you're watching your tribe build and you're the lazy one, that's bad gameplay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like him. Is I'm like, you went out to help them get food, and then you just you're like, oh my finger, let me go back and just started talking to people, and that's
Right.
it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, ooh, ow, ooh, paper cut. I gotta go. Sorry, I gotta rest my legs. Like, he's definitely the epitome of like Gen Z laziness.
Yeah, that's why I don't like him.
I
He reminds
definitely
me
do
of some
not like.
coworkers.
I do not like the lazy edit. He did not have that his first season because it just wasn't. It wasn't part of it. Like no one talked about it because no one was upset about it. They were all on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay, are you
Okay.
ready to talk about last night's episode, or do you have more questions?
I have one just general comment about I don't know which episode this is, but I know it's not the fourth one.
Okay.
Calling him out about the making the big public. Well, he said this. I'm like, dude, shut up.
I need more details.
There's like,
Coach at
yeah.
Coach at the challenge. Episode 2, yeah. When Ozzy let they were like, Coach, how do you feel about Kyle going? And he's like, yeah, no, it's really sad. But that guy over there, he's telling lies. I am honorable and integrity to my core. I am Coach, the honor and integrity guy. From day one, I am the most integrity-bound person on this beach. I do not care.
Oh my god, that was killing me. I'm like, shut the F up. I'm like, shut up. You're killing
Coach.
me right now, dude. Okay, I do like Coach. But like in a I love him, hate him sort of way.
He is so entertaining. Every episode, he gets like at least one quote. Like the one episode where he's like, one day you're my adversary, and then you're my enemy, and then you're my adversary, and then you're my enemy. Does he
Also like
adversary means enemy?
it's true.
Misunderstood pervert. Thank you for the follow.
I just think it's so funny because like for a second I thought you were calling him a misunderstood pervert.
Well, he might be, but he does not identify as such.
I just think it's so funny also when he went to go fishing and he immediately almost drowned.
His old ass gets a leg cramp and needs to be pulled into the boat. It's so funny. I describe it as a Jesus on the cross moment because he's just sprawled out in the boat like, oh. Coach is. I can't wait for the highlight reel of Coach on this season so we can watch it on stream.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's so funny. He's so funny.
Okay, I think this is episode 3.
Okay.
You want to talk about Q?
Oh, I would love to talk about Q.
Should we talk about the Q in the room?
So Q was the fourth person eliminated, third person voted out because Kyle again was medevaced in episode 1. He has a certain brand of playing that's called QoS. He's gotta be one of the best. As soon as his season, like, you know, you're watching it, everyone knew that he was a lock for the first returning season. Like, he's just so entertaining.
I just think it's so funny him going up to him and say, "Hey, vote for me," gets voted out.
Well, last season it worked. He said vote for me and it didn't. He didn't get voted out.
Wait, he did this plan multiple times?
This one was a little more strategic. He had a little more idea of like a thing to like get the votes on him so that they were split. He had more thinking with this one. In the first season, he was just trying to get voted out like twice, and they all just didn't let him.
Why was he trying to get voted out?
At first, it was because he was on the disaster tribe, and they kept failing, and he was like, "This isn't me. I'm not failure. I'm not gonna. I can't keep doing this to y'all. Vote me out." And then Tiffany, who's also on this season right now, she is just like, "Shut up. I'm not doing that." Like quite that bluntly. She was like, "Stop. No."
I do have to say, asking to get voted out because you're losing does sound like a loser move.
He's like, "I'm used to being the quarterback and win it. This isn't it. I hate this."
Take this off my permanent record, please.
Oh, but I love Q. The Q skirt, which is just like a hoodie tied around the front of your, like, to cover your crotch, I guess, or whatever. He's so funny. You have to watch. Okay. If you watch any season of the new era, 40 through 50 or 41 through 49 rather, it's got to be 46. It's so funny. 46 is like top, in my opinion, like top 5 season overall.
I saw that when I went to their website where you can sign up to be part of Survivor. It said you had to be 16 or older. Was there any survivors that were underage?
No, they've always been 18, but there was once a high schooler.
Okay.
I didn't know that. That's crazy if they ever had a 16-year-old on here.
That's why I was surprised.
16-year-old would be like dead on arrival. No one's going to give a 16-year-old $1 million.
Okay, I'm ready to talk about episode 4.
All right, let's get into them and grab my notes. I'm going to turn my overhead light on so I can read these better. All right. So, the episode starts off with the beautiful, amazing,
Beautiful
Mother Vive finding her second idol that she does not get to keep. How do you feel about this, Laya? Genevieve is out there. She finds her second Billie Eilish boomerang idol. And she has to give it away again.
I mean, I kind of think that at least one of them's got to come back.
I was starting to wonder that too. Like, at this point, I mean, the odds are in her favor. That's 2 people now.
Do all the idols have like the limits of you can only use this when there's 5, like more than 5 left?
Yes, they always end at like final 6, final 5 around there. Because final 4 isn't a tribal anymore. It's a fire making challenge.
Oh, okay. Also, what are they talking about? Didn't the one person say, I think it was Rizzo, they said that he didn't vote for like his main person when he was on.
Yeah, so I think that was a lie. I think that was him downplaying his connection to Savannah, because I think Savannah was his number 1 and he did vote for her. But we will get to that. I have a whole thing to talk about for that one.
Okay.
Well, actually, we'll segue into that. So, after Teal with Genevieve, they find the idol. It goes over to Orange, the Sela tribe, and we are watching them do a talent show. What do you think of this, Laya? The Survivor talent show.
I wanted to see more violence. I wanted to see some cutthroat action.
So the talents, it was the boys only, the girls were the judges. We had Rick Devens, juggling. There was Rizgod, Rizgod, baby. He was doing impressions. And then Jonathan and Charlie did like a stage fight thing. And it was really good. It was real good.
I did think the impressions were fun.
I thought they were pretty balls on. He did like what, Mickey Mouse? At least that's all we saw.
Yeah, I wonder if they cut out some of the other ones.
That's because I was wondering if it was a copyright issue, because like OG Mickey Mouse is in the public domain, so you could maybe argue that was the voice he was doing. But I don't know if like other things he did maybe broke copyright. I'd be interested to hear more about that.
When I was watching, sorry, I'm also scrolling through because I usually watch these more than once, but I only watched the new one once so far.
Right. I watched it like another time today to take notes. Go on.
Was there anybody in the challenge that you were like, holy crap, how do you keep messing this up?
I don't think so, but we'll have time to talk about the challenge in a little bit. I don't think there's anyone though that I was like, God, not this one at least.
Or the one where they had to like hit the thing, jump up and hit the thing and break it to get the key loose, and the person
and Aubrey whiffed it.
Yeah, she was the only one who whiffed it. That's what triggered me to ask that question. Was I was thinking about that.
I was cracking up at that. Her whiffing was so funny. So the talent show, what stood out to me here was that even in the midst of it, they're all having fun, they're being silly, we get a confessional from Charlie, who is still bitching about Rizzo not voting for his top person at Final Tribal. So that's now 2 episodes that they've spent on this. And Charlie's gotten a good night's sleep. He's thought about it, he's slept on it, and he's still locked in on hating Rizzo for this.
I mean, I do have to say though, I was kind of hating on Rizzo when I thought he was, before you said that you thought he was lying when he said that, I was kind of hating on him mentally because I'm like, how are you gonna vote against your #1 person?
It happens more than you would think. Genevieve actually as well voted against her top person. I was just listening to a podcast today, and the guy said as much. He was like, she was my #1. I told her I would vote for her. And yet she didn't vote for me. So it happens more than you think, but Rizzo was just an idiot and like threw this out there for no reason.
Yeah, it was completely unprompted too. That was the other thing that stood out to me is like, nobody asked you this. You just randomly, it's like you just walked up and you're like, by the way, I did this thing that everyone would hate me for doing and everybody disrespects people for doing. Bye.
Rizzo is doing insane plays, period. Like going up to Charlie and being like, hey, do you still talk to Maria? That's a crazy thing. Like,
why?
Because that's the person that voted against him. So it's like, you're going up to this guy who's very clearly not going to like this question, and you're asking him like, hey, that person that robbed you of $1 million, do you guys talk at all? I'm just wondering. As a fan, I want to know. Like, the guy's going to not be like happy about that. If it was me, if I was Charlie, I'd be like, oh, who is this guy? That's a bad first impression.
Do you think Joe's really hard to work around?
I think Joe's really easy to work around. I think Joe's really annoying to be around. Because if his whole thing is honor and loyalty, just put on an honor front, and it's that easy. But, like, if you just want to play Survivor and, like, drop the facade and just be like, guys, we know what Survivor is, we're going to put it out there. Like Rick was saying, you're not going to like it, Joe. But he's generally not going to be difficult to work with. He's annoying to play around.
Yeah, that's what kind of stood out to me is I'm like, I feel like I'd be really frustrated trying to play around him because like this is kind of a mind game, but you're acting like we're all bad people for doing the mind game.
Right. Like, there are some people that will just go on and be, like, so honor bound that, like, they just, like, won't even engage with the game. But, like, you have to understand what the game is, like, what you're there for. You're there to play a cutthroat game of lying and manipulation for $1 million. It's $1 million, bro.
Also, like, I do have to say, though, respect on him immediately asking, like, what were you guys talking about? Like, not beating around the bush or anything. That's
They
way
got to the
more
water
balls
well.
than I would have. Yeah.
So that was episode 2 for anyone listening. I think he takes Rick to the water well, and they're like, yeah, nice weather, yeah. So what was that about? That whispering? I didn't like that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, just, like, honestly, I wouldn't have the balls to do that. But I thought it was funny. Who was it that he was talking to? Was it Rick?
When they were arguing?
That he was talking to at the water well.
Yeah, that was Rick.
It's so funny that Rick's like, how dare he ask me this and not give me a little bit of leeway. Dude, he's like, I'm sorry, but he's allowed to ask you questions. Like, as much as you want to complain and be like, we're allowed to do this, we're allowed to do that. Well, he's allowed to ask you questions.
Classic Survivor hypocrisy, really.
I just think it's so funny because it's like, how dare he ask me questions about this? How dare he do this? Dude, you've been complaining about him this entire time.
Oh my god. No, I don't think I think I'd rather work on be on a tribe with someone like Devon's that's just like game playing, because then you can gameplay and not have to worry about, like, does it seem like I'm playing the game too hard? Oh no. As opposed to, like, having to tiptoe around. I wouldn't want to be around that for a month.
No, that would kill me.
Alright, is there anything else before the challenge you want to talk about before we move into the Zach Brown reward immunity challenge?
Was it that they were like, was it Stephanie they were talking about where they were like, don't trust her, she's good at making people like her?
No, Sari, I think. If you're talking about last episode, not last night, but last week's.
I think so. Those first 3 episodes kind of, since I watched them all together, they kind of are one big chunk to me.
That's fair.
But is she actually, like, just very, like, sociable, or is she actually, like,
Sari is regarded as the best to never win.
Really? She's in so many games.
She has played Survivor. This is her 5th time on US Survivor, 6th time overall. She played Australia. She played and won the Traitors. She played and won a little 1-episode show called Snake in the Grass. It's not on the air anymore. She is just insane. Like, you saw her at work when she was like, I don't want them to vote my guy Ozzy, so I'm going to make them think that they want to vote Savannah. And so she would go around and she'd be like, all right, let's just talk pros and cons of this vote tonight. You know, we got Ozzy, and she would list out some stuff, and then they'd get to Savannah, and she'd list out a whole bunch of stuff, and then the tribe mate then comes to the conclusion, wow, that's risky. I don't want her around, so I'm going to come to the decision that I don't want Savannah, and we're going to vote her out. Now, Sari doesn't have that blame of getting Savannah out, but she saved her ally and managed to convince other people to do what she wanted without realizing.
Oh.
And Savannah realized, and that's why she's gone.
Savannah knew too much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready to talk about the new episode.
Okay, so we are at the Zach Brown Band Immunity Challenge. So let's at least talk the good stuff for this challenge. So the challenge was they started in the ocean. It was a classic start in the ocean, sprint to land. They had to climb on each other to get, what was it, keys or something from the top, some blocks or something. They had to untie these bags in the ocean. And then they had a boat that they had to shove up the sand on the beach under a net. And then they had to spell out the word celebration with blocks in the air. And they make an arc with
keys.
it. Huh? Yeah, they have keys all the time in the show. So that's the challenge. Zach Brown appears, though, much to a lot of the players' enjoyment. Dee was very happy. Jonathan, Colby, Coach. A lot of people were in the Zach Brown. Do you know Zach Brown?
I did not know Zach Brown.
I also did not really know Zach Brown. I had heard the Chicken Fried song, right? Of course. But other than that, I did not know about him. And you know what's real funny?
What?
The guy whose most famous song, arguably, is about fried chicken. The reward challenge associated with him is that he's gonna go in the ocean with a rail gun and shoot some fish to bring you.
Oh.
Why not fried chicken?
Yeah.
I'd have been pissed if I was on the beach. I would have been so upset. I would have been like, give me the chicken, bro. What do you mean you're gonna catch us a fish? We catch our own fish.
Well, also, didn't the person, like the singer, get to choose what the meal was? So they chose to give them fish on an island.
Yeah, as Jeff puts it, Zach Brown approached them and was like, I want to make a reward where I go out there and I catch some fish for the tribe and then sing for them. And then that was just like his idea, allegedly. And Jeff was like eating it up and wanted to do it and was like, absolutely, get on out here. I'm glad that he at least likes Survivor. It's more than like the Billie Eilish stuff, you know?
Yeah. At least there's like something that like you could look at and be like, yeah, he's clearly a fan.
Right. What I didn't like was that he got like 8 confessionals. I think he got more confessionals than Tiffany.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I thought maybe I was just being like picky, like / dramatic since I'm not like a fan of his. I didn't know who he was, but I'm like, why are we still on this guy?
I timed it. We spent 10 minutes on the reward. And then an additional 2 minutes with Sela, the Orange Tribe, who were also just sucking him off and like hyping him up.
Yeah, I was watching, I was like, why are we still talking about this guy? Why is this still like a major thing here? Like, what are we doing?
And it's like not even impressive. Like they're out there with Hawaiian swings and snorkels to catch their fish. He goes out with like a scuba gear and a freaking like harpoon railgun or some shit. It was insane what he was packing.
I was just like sitting there, I'm like, he can't be that important. I was like, he's not even a past survivor, like for a musician.
It was like 5 minutes of just him scuba diving and talking about liking Survivor. I was getting so upset.
Like watching it, I was like, I'm not going to fast forward past him talking, but oh my god, I want to. I was like, the other people, like, they matter to me because they're part of the game.
Right.
You're not part of the game. You are nothing to me.
It wasted so much time that could have gone to the actual players.
I will say, I think this is just a side effect of this being like an all reran player season. I do wish a little bit that they would focus a little bit more on some of the survivors in certain ways because I feel like some of the survivors they don't really focus on at all because like, oh, you know them already.
So what I will say is that every season there usually is 1 to 3 players that just like completely just don't get like any screen time. It's called getting purpled. But so the second episode this season, there's 5 women that didn't get any confessionals. So immediately that's a lot of like the remaining players that you're just not hearing anything about or from or anything that they're doing.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize they had that in every season.
It just happens. Like there's a lot of people out there, and if you are not relevant to the story that the editors are gonna tell, you're just not gonna get content. Or if you like piss them off or something.
I like watching them do the mini game. Like as we're talking, I'm rewatching them do the mini game.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit! I did not realize Sela just like speed ran the boat part. I forgot how quickly they just speed ran pushing the boat under the net
Oh,
compared to
because
everyone
Jonathan.
else.
It's Jonathan. Jonathan's an insane human when it comes to physical strength feats. He's the one that did that challenge where they're all like drowning in the ocean, and he just single-handedly did the whole thing basically for his whole team.
Oh my god.
That's that guy. He's insane. I don't think Orange goes to tribal again. Any tribe he's on, I don't think goes to tribal pre-merge.
Also, one person that everyone's calling like saying they acted like a mom.
Christy?
Yeah. Did she did did the people complain about her in her first season?
No, people loved her. People think that she was robbed of a win by a bullshit twist that they weren't told about.
What's the bullshit twist?
The final four fire making, she was the first person to be like screwed by that, because season 34 it wasn't a thing. Season 35 they get to final four and they say, hey, actually you can't vote someone out like you were planning this whole time, and it's just fire making, good luck.
Oh.
So she got like screwed and lost in fire because she couldn't build a fire, and then so people think that she should have won. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding. I may be mixing her up with someone else with a similar story, but like from that season. But I think she is the one that people call like the first swap or first fire making screwed player.
I do like her, but I do get why people say that she's a little too pushy.
She's definitely getting a very unflattering edit this season. But her first season, she was like a badass woman edit. She's tied for the most immunity wins for women with 4. So she like kicked ass, and now she's getting like a kind of like sleepy edit.
Yeah, I did notice like even as I say like Asa, I did notice that the editing was doing her dirty.
The edit will do the players dirty so much. It's kind of unfortunate. They did give her a nice like sob story moment with her cancer treatment and everything. But it was also like a style like it was her cancer treatment in the context of everyone not liking her on her tribe is harder for her than going through the chemo, basically.
Oh.
She's like, I never cried during that or whatever, but now I'm bawling my eyes out at this.
Yeah, that did make me sad when she said that, because it does suck when you feel like you're not really wanted.
Yeah. So I
And
definitely
also
feel
like
for her.
and also she seems like the type that goes out of her way to help other people.
Well, yeah, you saw her massaging Coach's legs after he got cramps.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely like caring. I can't remember which tribe she was on her original season, but she may have been on the hero tribe or the healer tribe. This season was heroes versus hustlers versus healers or something.
Is how badly Vatu did during this.
God, Vatu was horrible. Okay, so Sari set out for orange and Genevieve set out for teal on this this challenge. I think as far as the challenge goes, I think teal worked together really well. You could see it on the platform in the water when they just so quickly got on each other's shoulders and were untying everything, and they're ripping through it. I think that's probably why they won. They're very fluid together. So even with Jonathan like shoving the boat, like that can't save Orange if you're not getting fully gonna be working together, you know?
Can I have a random thing I can say?
Sure.
Why does Coach look like he's packing? Same with Ozzy. Like
Ozzy, I was debating if I brought it up tonight, but Ozzy's thing was hanging tonight.
Yeah, I just noticed that when I was rewatching the game, and it reminded me of when I saw Coach, and I was like looking at Coach, I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, they were out there tonight. I was watching it. I was watching it this morning, and I was like,
Just now, I was like, when they lost, like, he comes crawling out from underneath it. I'm like, holy shit. Screenshot.
Yeah. No, I think Ozzy actually has an OF.
Oh, I mean, and research on the players. Thank you for the food.
Oh, you got hand delivery?
Yeah.
Is it chicken tacos?
No, it's chicken though.
Oh. So after the challenge, they lingered on Purple for so long. Like you just watched Purple slowly crawl out of the net for like 30 seconds, all depressed and like hanging on them, each individually crawling out.
Yeah, and they didn't even, I guess that's the thing that stood out to me most, is watching them climb out from underneath the net. Sorry, I got focused on his package again. Was that I noticed it when they're crawling out from underneath the net, and I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize just how bad they did on the challenge. Like, because I watched it last night, and I watched them do the challenge. I was kind of so focused on, like, the two teams that were closest to each other, like, which one of them's gonna get it, that I kind of didn't realize just how far behind Purple was.
Purple? They were definitely missing Q tonight. Purple is insanely underpowered on this swap. They got so screwed on the random tribe build here.
Yeah, Purple is going to struggle a lot, and is there another tribe swap, or is there usually only one?
There's usually just one, but a big season like this with this many people, I could see them throwing a second one in there.
Because I feel like unless they get a tribe swap, or like some specific mini game that they're good at, they're kind of screwed.
Before we move past the challenge, Laya?
Yeah. One last mention of the package.
I wrote down a coach quote that was very I think his one funny quote this episode. You know, I feel like he gets one every episode.
He has to. That's what's keeping him from getting voted out when things go bad.
So after they won, right? Because Coach's team wins the Zach Brown Band reward. He goes, as we say in Tennessee, damn, that was good.
Oh my god. Why does it say that he's from California? I'm on the wiki so that, like, every time, like, I need to mention somebody, I know their names. I look over, it says he's from California.
Oh my god. I don't know.
It says he's from, his hometown is Missouri. Where the fuck did you get Tennessee from, Coach? Why are you bringing up Tennessee? You lived in Missouri and California.
Oh my god, oh my god. I love Coach so much.
I feel like him not being from Tennessee made you like that quote even more.
Yeah, yep. Oh my god. Okay, actually,
from the villages.
turns out I'm not done with stuff about the challenge. I wrote a lot about Zach Brown. We're on the reward now at this point. So what I have here, Zach Brown gets more confessionals than Tiffany all season. We talked about that.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about Tiffany.
I think the editors have too, to be honest.
And like what I've seen of her, she's not bad. They don't really give us anything to work with her.
No, they're giving us nothing.
So question.
Yes.
When they put up the episodes, are they still on the island right now?
No, this was filmed last summer.
So I'm kind of wondering if the reason why they haven't shown Tiffany as much is that she's going to be bigger during the later part of the season and they're making her like a sleeper agent.
That can happen. Genevieve actually got an edit like that her first season. However, no, I don't know. She could become more relevant. It could just be that like she's just on tribes that aren't going to tribal. But like to not get anything, and she was one of the players that didn't get any confessionals in episode 2. Which, if you're an edit nerd like me, that basically means you're not going to win. Like, anyone that didn't get any confessionals that episode are not winning in my mind now.
That's fair.
Because the winner has not had a 0 confessional episode, I think, since, like, 41. If not even, like, before that.
Honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Christian.
I am super rooting for Christian. All right, so, Christian's tribe loses the everything.
Everything. Every tribe he's a part of, they lose.
So, what is it? Vatu is purple.
Oh yes.
So Vatu's lost. They're going back to tribal tonight. Mike White, he wants to save Angelina. Angelina's name's being thrown around. Mike White wants to do what he can to save her. And instead wants to throw Emily's name out there. But since Emily is Christian's top, he doesn't want her gone. And Mike kind of plays into that. I'm curious your thoughts on how Mike handles this situation with the comparisons to Gabby from season 37.
It was really risky.
I agree.
It's insanely risky to be bringing up something that you know they could either react very like negatively to or just kind of because they're not going to react positively to it.
No.
So like they're either going to react really negatively and like do what you want because of that, or they're going to react really negatively and go against what you want because of that.
So I think Mike overplayed here.
I think he did.
I think that he wanted to manipulate Christian by pulling on those old wounds. Kind of like how, like if he would have successfully been able to do this with Charlie and Rizgod, right? I think that what happened here is what he was trying to do with the Gabby comparison. Christian ultimately beat Gabby. He found out what was happening, played an idol, and she went home instead. And then he went home the next episode because of Mike White, who misled him. And now here comes Mike White saying that other players are like Gabby and trying to cast other people in this negative light.
I feel like Mike White kind of tried to do like a storyline in a way. I feel like he kind of tried to do because he's a is he showrunner or show writer?
He's a writer. I think he does a writer director a lot for White Lotus.
I kind of feel like he saw like his moment to like write how this would play out in real life, and like it's like, yes, I'll do this and then they'll react like this and then that'll lead to this. I feel like he was kind of in like the writer's mindset where he's like, if I say this and it'll cause him to do this, and then after he does he reacts like this, he'll do this. And I feel like he kind of got too into that because like obviously like they're people, not characters, and I feel like he got a little too into that and didn't really think about the fact that real people have like very strong emotions when you try to bring up like negative stuff and try to compare people to each other when like they dislike somebody.
I think that's very, very apt. I would agree.
He seemed very at the end. I'll wait.
Okay.
Let's complain about the singer more.
So I have down here that Christian ends up crying over the Gabby situation. And he says that it's the first time that he's cried about it since in 7 years. Like, even on the island when it happened, even watching it back when 37 aired, he said he did not cry over this. But when he was talking about it now, in retrospect, after Mike poked him, he was crying now.
I feel like it's also just a thing of, like, being, like, there versus being reminded that it happened. Because being reminded that it happened, you have, like, hindsight. You can kind of see stuff that you didn't before. So I feel like it's more upsetting, especially if he watched his own season after the fact, like, knowing the moments and stuff that he probably missed when he was actually there.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they don't show everything. So
Right,
it
right,
kind of
right,
makes
right.
me wonder, like, how many moments him and Gabby had as being, like, actual, like, friends on the island.
They were as close as people could be. I think, okay, this is going to be a little tangent. So I think they were really close. I think Gabby was crushing on Christian, and that she had like a little crush on him, and then on the loved ones visit, his girlfriend comes out, and then immediately she wants to get him out. Because it was immediately after the loved ones. She was like, I saw how he talked to his girlfriend, and it's like how he talks to me, and he's just that's just who he is. That's what he does. He's too good. We have to get him out of here.
Wow. That's actually insane.
Yeah. In comparing Emily to Gabby, Christian realizes how powerful Mike is and how he plays. And that's kind of what makes him turn on him.
Yeah, I feel like that's also the other thing is Mike could have been such a good player if he had actually played into the fact that he's so unsuspecting. Like, you don't expect him to do that.
I think he kind of did that last season. He's like I'm an old guy. I'm happy to be here. Ha 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 ha. I think he did that last season and it was fine. I don't think he could pull it off as much this season.
I think he could have pulled off the lovable goofball.
I think a little bit, but then yeah, and then this episode he just played really hard. He went from like being lackadaisical to like being on it.
He should have just rolled with other people's choices a little bit longer rather than trying to set up his own.
Yeah, he should have backseated it for a little. That's kind of the way to play this game this late, like in the meta, is to kind of backseat, especially with a season of 24 people. You backseat that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Divvy, you're saying the Flygon's cool? Shiny Flygon's cool? I hope. Yeah, Flygon overall's cool. Anyway, so this is probably one of my favorite cringy, or like not cringy, but it made me be like kind of moments. Christian tells Emily that she is the target, so vote Mike, but don't tell Ozzy about it because Ozzy and Mike are close. So then Emily immediately tells Ozzy about it in front of Christian.
And she's the one that also spilled the beans about the totem, right?
Yeah, she went and told everyone about like Christian finding an idol and giving it to Aubrey and all that immediately on the when they swapped. Even though Christian was on the tribe and couldn't talk to her.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I don't like her that much.
I do not like Emily. She is not, well, she's kind of the fun kind of chaos, but it's too much, and it's gonna splash on Christian, and I like Christian too much, and I don't want to lose him because
Well,
she's playing recklessly.
Also, it's like chaotic, but also like I don't know if it's intentional chaos because it does seem like she's just terrible at keeping secrets, and that kills me.
I don't think it's intentional. I think she's just like having like breakdowns and chaos.
Yeah, I feel like she's like snapping under the pressure already.
She's just, I think, generally not the best player. Her first season, there is a player there blindsiding, but they needed him to not play his idol. And she really expertly like managed to convince him not to or something. And everyone was like, "Whoa, who did that? Wow, that was a crazy move, move of the season or whatever." And she was immediately on the beach, like, it was me, everyone, I did that." And then she was voted out because they were like, "Well, we can't let you get to the end now."
Yeah.
So she's not the best player, in my opinion. And I don't like that her chaos is gonna probably hurt Christian.
I don't like that she like is like, okay, I won't tell anyone. Turns around and immediately tells people. It's like you are not making yourself a good ally. Like, I think Joe would be frustrating to look around. I think you would be infuriating. God, I think she would be so infuriating.
Joe would be frustrating to have to like slow your game down and not be as fast paced around him. Emily is, I would not want to be working with her or near her because it's just, she's like firing with an Uzi as she free falls through the air and is just hitting everything in sight. Like, it's just, I don't want to be bipped with any little whatever that she's gonna throw my way.
Also, like, I don't know, it's just really frustrating in general when you see people like tell stuff that they're not supposed to.
And like, it's not even just like to tell something you're not supposed to. Christian said, "Don't tell Ozzy," because he's really close with Coach. And she tells Ozzy in front of Christian.
Yeah, and that was the other thing is like, I'm like, that's the moment where I was like, oh, I actually kind of think you're stupid. Like, I try not to throw around like the word stupid at people and stuff, but when I saw that happen, I was like, oh my god, this actually feels stupid. Like, he told you not to tell him, and the first thing you did, the first chance you had, you immediately did it right in front of him to the person he told you not to. When it's like, okay, but like, now you're making an enemy with Christian as well, because Christian's not gonna want to work with you when he knows you can't keep a secret to save your life.
It is absolutely insane. I honestly am surprised that she has survived 2 tribals now at this point.
It's because she's not a threat.
Well, I think it's because Christian likes her and he's not willing to turn on her, even though he like. I think Mike is white. Mike is white. Mike White. Mike is right. Mike is right that I think, not Gabby. Emily's gonna be a blind spot for Christian. That's gonna hurt his game. I think he didn't go about it right to present that information.
No, because I don't think that she's like conniving and like this and that. I think she's just not a good player. And I feel like him trying to play her up as like, oh, this is Gabby, this is like Gabby. I think that hurt his cause because it's not like Gabby. Because like, even though I don't know Gabby, I can tell you right now, Gabby's probably more big brain moves than.
Gabby was also like quietly loyal, or like you knew they were together, but like she didn't like waver and start like messing shit up for Christian on like day whatever, like immediately.
Yeah.
She was chill. Anyway.
Be more okay with her doing it if it was like felt like she was doing it on purpose. But she's not doing it on purpose.
No,
I don't think.
She's doing it on purpose, but like the purpose is driven by anxiety and panic.
Yeah. But like I don't think she's doing it on purpose in like a strategic way. I mean, like it's not planning.
No.
I think that's why it feels frustrating because it's Like,
she does all of that and then immediately stays with Christian anyway, and they just work together, and they just now have to deal with her spilling the beans yet again.
yeah, it's like, I don't know. It goes back to what you were saying about her dragging Christian down, because it does feel like Christian's just gonna keep covering for her every time she spills the beans on plans they have and stuff. And it's like, just don't work with her. Just don't work with her.
And you know what I think's gonna happen? Cause when they were leaving Tribal, so what happens at Tribal? Mike White goes home in a 3-2-1 vote split, rare vote split that Christian was able to pull off. Good work from him in that regard. But when they're leaving, Christian turns to Ozzy and says, "I'll catch you up," and Ozzy says, "Too late." I think what's gonna happen, because Ozzy's a very emotional player, I think they're going to go back and he's going to rationalize it as they all vote, or the three of them voted for Mike, but at least Emily told me. She tried to give me a heads up. They were trying to keep it secret, but Emily was trying to tell me. And he's going to stay with Emily and hate Christian.
Because Ozzy wanted a cameo in White Lotus, didn't he?
That's what Christian was like proposing. He was like, I think Ozzy's just out here for the Mike White cameo and stuff.
I kind of just a little bit agree with him. Just not just because, like, you know, he's hanging out with him, but also he seemed pretty upset that he got kicked off.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty upset about that. Almost more upset than Mike.
I think he was, like, upset. Like, he was... Because at first I was thinking he was upset at the blind side. But Emily told him, so he had an inkling that it was coming. It wasn't a total blindside like it was on Angelina, I don't think.
No.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I am gonna miss Mike though.
I
but
feel
as long
like
as Christian's in, I'm good.
I need Christian to be in the game the whole time.
I need Christian or Ozzy to win.
Oh my god. I don't know how I'd feel about Ozzy winning, but I do want Christian to win. Alright, so then we can talk about that. Winner picks. Let's do top 3. And then we'll do a bottom 3.
Okay.
Suma! Oh my god! Suma! Mwah! 2 hot girls on my screen, yeah. It's Girly Pop Survivor Night. Hi, pretty girl. Pretty girl.
Pretty cool.
What were you saying?
We're picking top survivors.
Okay. So I would say my number 1, I would put Christian. I think Christian's got this game to lose.
I think Christian is probably my number 1 right now.
He's just the most likely winner, and that could always change. But I think every episode, other than the first one when it was Ozzy, every episode this season so far, he has had the most confessionals.
Also, just generally, he's just very charismatic, like in a weird way, though. Not the same way Coach is, but he just has like that energy to him that just makes you want to listen to whatever he says, like because he presents it like in a storytelling fashion.
Christian's an incredibly good narrator for a season, which is why I'm so glad that they got him and they're giving him the content. Also, Suma says that your model's so honking cute.
Thank you. You're so honking cute.
Suma,
Both of you.
Me? Suma, did you know that Laya made her model herself?
Oh, you don't gotta say that.
No, I do gotta say that. She's so talented.
Sometimes I forget I have. Let me pull it out. Sometimes I forget I have this.
Jeez.
I was like going through my toggles. I was like, I have a phone.
That's a fun one. I forgot to show you this one for your birthday the other day, but I got you a gift.
Oh.
Here you go.
Ching.
Okay, so Christian number one for both of us.
And then I don't think she's number one, but I do think Siri's gonna make it far.
Yeah, I don't know if 3 wins. I don't know that she
3.
ever gets a shot to win because I don't know who
No,
brings
not-
her the final 3. Yeah, your phone, wake up.
Yeah.
I would love to see Suri win. I do not think it's gonna happen. I think second, I would probably put. That's tough.
I want to put Coach up there, but I feel like Coach has such an antagonistic personality. I feel like he's going to turn the tribe against him at some point, and they're going to vote him out just for that.
I feel like Coach hasn't gotten big enough of an edit to be considered winning, which is my hesitancy with picking him. But I feel like we keep hearing from him every episode, and his tribe has never gone to tribal, and yet we keep hearing from him, and he's up there in the confessional count.
I think, I forgot Colby existed too.
I think Colby's got more winning equity than maybe he's getting credit for, but maybe he just had a strong first episode or 2.
There's some characters, I'm looking at them now. I call them characters. They're human beings. I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, I don't remember you. You're probably going to be gone next episode.
Who are you thinking that for?
Let me see.
Other than Tiff.
Charlie?
Charlie? How do you not remember Charlie? He's the one that's beefing with Rizgod.
That's the only thing I remember him for, though.
But that's getting a lot of time. My thoughts on Charlie is that he's gotten a confessional an episode, so he's never been overlooked. He's getting plot relevant information about his strategy. And so, depending on how this goes with Rizgod at their first tribal, I think will tell us if Charlie's going to win or not.
Let me name the characters I've been forgetting about. Aubrey's one of them.
Aubrey, yeah. She's beefing with Genevieve. I think she wins on the beefing, but I don't think she wins. She's definitely getting underrated. Hi, SJ! You know Charlie drinks paint, though. And he loves glue, yeah.
I think D I've been kind of forgetting about.
I like D. I think that D has gotten... I actually had a note about it, her. She, Cause she was on Orange, who won the challenge, did not win Zach Brown. And she was very upset about that. And I thought it was interesting that they included that. Because they gave her this character moment, even though that she didn't win and she didn't lose. So she got this moment that's like an emotional moment. And they added that. There's 2 minutes of that they didn't have to include. I think that means that she's probably going to make the merge at least.
I think Jonathan's gonna get kicked out.
That's crazy.
Wait, which one? No, it's Joe. Joe's the one that's obsessed with honor and stuff. I think Joe's going to get kicked out because people aren't going to want to work around him once there's less people.
I could see that. No, I was about to say Jonathan I don't think he ever goes home before the merge ever. He's too big. He wins you the game. There's no reason to get rid of him.
And also, he's not really he's just kind of there and does the games. He's not really conspiring against anyone.
He's not very strategic.
I think
in a bad way, at least. Think I have that.
Who do they lose their vote for?
Just one.
Until they actually.
Just one. So
okay.
So they have to go to tribal though. So Colby still doesn't have a vote because he's never been to tribal yet.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan, I agree, brother. I want Jonathan to go deep. I don't think he wins, but I want him to be around because I like watching him perform in the challenges. It's like watching the Olympics.
I want Christian, Jonathan, and Siri to make it shut the fuck up, phone. I want them to make it to the final. That's my 3 that I want. Not the 3 I think will do it, but the 3 I really want to.
If that's like who we want there in the final 3, like one of these 3 people win, I'll be happy. Christian, Coach, and Genevieve. Is
I
Colby
feel like
still in? Yes, Colby's still in. So far, the boot order has been Jenna Lewis out in episode 1, Kyle medevac in episode 1, Savannah in episode 2, Q in episode 3, and then Mike White went home last night.
honestly, I am indifferent to Coach winning, but I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with Coach. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that's the way you do that. That's kind of respectful. Like when he's like, I'm not gonna promise I ain't gonna take it from that. I ain't gonna promise that. I was like, that's kind of respectful. And then him like standing up to announce the thing before the next game, I'm like, shut the F up.
Coach, I want to win because I want to live in a universe where Coach is a Survivor winner. And not only that, but he wins 50. But I don't think it happens. But I'd love for it to. I would love it to. Because with his story, that'd be great.
I don't think he does. This is gonna sound really controversial. I don't think he does good under pressure sometimes.
No.
I think he's so
is
used
not
to
very
being
good
the
under pressure.
I think he's so used to being the one like in control that when he loses like even a little bit of that control, he kind of just shuts down. Not even panics, he just shuts down. Cuz we kind of saw it in the game. I forget which episode it is where they had to take the ball and put it along the little path.
Okay, yeah.
We kind of saw it with that.
And Dee had to tell him to walk in.
What?
Dee had to tell Coach to walk in. She was like, get your head in the game, Coach. And he's like, I am.
Yeah. And then he's like, I am. But he didn't really seem to be processing what he was like physically doing. Like he was saying that, but he still seemed kind of just giving it like the 1,000-yard stare, trying his best, but not knowing how to do it, but still trying to do it.
That's probably just Coach showing his age. Thank you for the hydrate.
I feel like that's not a bad thing, but like I feel like later on there's going to be more pressure and he's going to end up breaking under the pressure.
He's gonna lash out at someone at the wrong moment, probably.
And I feel like that's all it takes is just showing that you can't be relied on one time, like during the crucial moment.
Yeah. I think though that Coach is gonna be aided by the fact that, like Ozzy said, like Coach is the same old Coach that he's been for the last 100 days. Like Coach is Coach. You know how he's gonna be. You know how he's gonna act. You can plan accordingly for that. He's not unpredictable. He's very whatever. And so
Coach is Coach.
I think that in a season that's been like shown that the chaos players get out, I think that Coach is a consistent that will go deep.
Yeah. I think also the other thing is like he is just very sociable. He does kind of just like take over the room sort of way. Like Christian is sociable in a you want to listen to him when he's speaking because he just says everything in an interesting way. Coach is sociable in a way that when he walks into the room, everybody turns to look at him and he just like kind of demands like the presence. Like he kind of his personality is just very yeah. Versus Christian, who just kind of talks and gets the attention just because of how he talks and the way he says things. But Coach wants the attention.
Coach is hoping you're watching him.
Christian will just keep being Christian whether or not you're watching him. Coach needs people to be watching him. And I feel like later on that's going to be an issue.
I could absolutely see that becoming an issue. It's a very good point. that you do not want to see win.
Okay. I do not want to see
Hi, Harriet. Welcome in.
Rizzo win.
Okay.
I am scrolling through the list. I said this before, I'm really bad at faces as well. That's why I like watching like animated shows, because I'm very bad with faces.
Fair. Take your time.
I think it's Rick is the other one I don't want to win.
You don't want Rick? Christian's friend?
Oh, which one is the one that was complaining about Joe?
That was Rick.
Yeah, I kind of didn't like Rick because I'm like, dude, you're gonna complain about him asking you a single question when you're conspiring around him? Like, just pick it. Like, honestly, like,
Okay.
I know you're trying to look around him, but like,
That's
just
fair.
don't team up with him if you're gonna have such a big issue with it. Like, that is an option, just not choosing him for the person to team up with if you really have that big of an issue with the way he acts and like the things he does.
Right. Yeah, it's fair. I think he's entertaining as all get out, and especially with like this idol that they planted at the tribal council set. I can't wait to see how that plays out.
I'm very excited for that. Also, I don't want Joe to win.
Okay, so
I know that's crazy. I don't want either one of them to win.
So you don't want Rick, Joe, or Rizgod?
Yes.
Because
I don't want Joe to win because I'm like, you get so offended over everything in this game. It is a social game. Like, you do betray each other. Like, I know that sucks, but like, you chose to come into this game and then you get super offended when people play the game.
That's so fair.
Who you want? Who you don't want?
I was gonna say, yeah, who I don't want. I would be very upset if Stephanie wins. I would be very upset if. Well, okay. I'd be incredibly upset and almost hate the season if Stephanie wins.
Why do you hate Stephanie?
She's just not a good person.
Oh, okay.
We've
She's the
talked
one
about
from
her.
the first season?
She's the one. No, she's the one that like
You
said,
thought
like,
they shouldn't invite back?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want her to. You know, I would like to change my answer. Take off Rick, put on Stephanie on that.
That's a good swap. Yeah, it would honestly ruin the season for me if she wins. I wouldn't be like very upset about this, but I just wouldn't want to see it. I don't want to see Aubrey win. She's just boring. I didn't think she should have been included. I don't want to see her win.
She's very underwhelming.
Yeah, she's been underwhelming increasingly more so with every season she returns, and it seems like she doesn't even want to be there. Like, I saw Rob Sesternino from RHAP, that's like the biggest Survivor podcast. I think it was that one. He said like it seems like she's out there against her will, or like she only went out because if you get asked to go on Survivor 50, you say yes, but she doesn't really want to be there.
Yeah. Honestly, she's just been kind of a nothing burger to me. Like, it doesn't really feel like she exists as a competitor.
I see that. I just am not happy. I wouldn't be like, oh, this season's ruined, Aubrey won. But I would just be like, there's probably better players that could have gone to.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then a third. I would say. God, who would I say? I'm trying to think of the cast at this point. I don't think I don't necessarily want to see Ozzy win. I wouldn't be like, again, I wouldn't be super upset. If anything, at least he's like got a long legacy of trying, and he got like second place before and all that. But I feel like at this point, he's also got his own share of like issues behind the scenes that I'm like, I just don't want to see you win.
I guess one thing I don't like about Ozzy, to be honest, is I kind of don't like how much people like kind of, how do I say this nicely, pander to him. It
Okay.
feels like people treat him like the leader of the group, and it doesn't really feel like he's done anything to earn that.
I can see that. I can see that. His past seasons, he's usually been a sort of like challenge beast, camp life expert. So he has been a kind of leader, but I don't think it's been going on as much this season.
And he tried to drown Coach. I'm just kidding. You know, I was watching it in my head. I was like, when the Coach's legs started cramping up, I was like, it'd be so easy to kill him right now. Get him out of the game. I was like, wait, what am I thinking? It's like, no, wait, it's not that kind of game.
I actually though, RHAP their episode they had on a comedian this week to talk about the episode, and he was talking about that moment with Coach, and he said that in his opinion, I'm curious your thoughts on this. His opinion was that if you can't swim back, if you took the risk to go all the way out there and you can't get back without the assistance of a boat, you're out.
Okay, I thought you were going to say let them die.
No, but he was saying like you quote unquote die in the game, but like, cause you get back, but it's like you would have, cause they were talking about like wanting the survival to be more real. So like if you can't get back, you die in the ocean,
I get why they don't do that though, because then
hydrate.
Ozzy would have, instead of like helping him onto the boat that was there to help them, he would have probably
Well,
swam there and tried to help him like stay afloat.
that was Jonathan.
Oh, sorry, I
Jonathan
mixed them
probably
up.
could have, like, if they had to save themselves, he probably could have gotten Coach back, but like,
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing, is they wouldn't want to do that because then people would go out of their way to try to do that, like try to swim them back to shore instead of accepting help, and then maybe
yeah,
two of them end up in danger. So, like, as fun as that does sound, I'd rather them not do that and not have the players try to like do dangerous things that could like get
take them
them.
out. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's fair.
because then, like, at that point, also, like, the fishing's been a lot of their main ways to get food. So that also would eliminate, like, the main way to get food because nobody would want to fish because they might end up getting a leg cramp and getting out.
Yeah, no, that's probably the best point. No one would ever at that point, because people don't fish very much anymore anyway. That they would never do it again if there's a risk you don't get out of the game if you cramp up.
And, like, the fishing is fun to watch.
But it's just not worth it. They're like, we're not out here long enough to need the food when we get rewards every couple days and all that.
That's why I'm glad that they don't do that, though, because, like, it's not really worth it for them. So, like, if there was a punishment for it, then they would probably just all stop doing it, and then I wouldn't be able to watch them do their spear fishing, which I enjoy watching.
Yeah, I like the fishing.
I feel like fishing's also just like a good way to get the people away from everyone else.
Usually it's a solo activity, but yeah, if you can find a way to make it two people, it's a good way to talk with someone. Um,
Also, I feel like if they started adding in like the killing people off thing, I feel like it would be kind of a slippery slope because then it's like, oh well, this happened. Technically, you're killed off now.
it would change the game a lot. It wouldn't be Survivor anymore.
But hey, I'm willing to. We could kill one person off just to send a message. I won't say who, but we could kill one person off just to send.
um, so I don't know if there's anyone that has any questions at this point, but chat, if you have any questions you want to ask us about Survivor or this season or this episode, drop them now. We'll answer them. But this is probably, we're gonna start winding down. As far as the podcast goes here.
When they ask a question, I'll answer it first, and then you can correct me on everything I say wrong.
My overall feeling of the episode last night is that I am still loving the season. I think it's still a great show. Last night was the first time I pulled my phone out during the episode
To message people or to
to just like browse or whatever, because like the Zach Brown just kept going on, and I was like,
oh my god, I was sitting there. I was like, I wish there was a way to speed this up. I was telling Mana about it. I was like, man, I'm enjoying the show, but sometimes I wish Paramount had like a 2x speed button because that was killing me.
It was so much Zach Brown, and like it wasn't even Zach Brown and the Castaways. It was like 75% Zach Brown.
I don't get why, because it's like I don't know Zach Brown. Like it would be one thing if he was like a survivor that ended up turning into a musician, but he's nobody to us.
Exactly. It's just stupid. So
I'm scrolling up because you messaged me something else last night.
It just killed the momentum of the episode. So it sucked, but welcome in, Dominator.
When you said I have a lot of feeling about last night's episode, were you talking about Zach Brown?
Partially, yeah.
I did not like that at all. I'm like, why are you still on him?
It was just too much. It was just too much.
All they had to do was not have him have... Also, like, it's weird to me to give somebody confessional style interview who's not even part of the actual show.
It's happened with, like, loved ones, but to give it to Zach Brown's crazy.
Somebody on the cast had to have really enjoyed Zach Brown.
Dee loved him. Dee was, like, crying that she didn't get to see him.
You know, I wonder if Zach Brown's gonna watch the episode and be like, oh my god, my biggest fan wasn't even there.
I think they have met. It's my understanding they have met at this point.
Oh.
So we do have a question. So do you think the wild card is? It's definitely Emily.
Let me look at my list of names.
Emily's the one that was telling everyone about Christian's idol and stuff.
I think she's a wild card, but do you mean a wild card as in, like, who's gonna win, or just absolutely wild?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because, like, I think she is the absolutely wild card, but I don't think she's gonna win.
No. She is a wild card because she's behaving insanely, but she is not, like, the wild card winner pick. By any means.
I think...
Like, who could shake the game up the most? Oh. I don't know if that's Emily then.
Oh.
Because I don't think she's shaking the game up a lot with what she does. She's just chaos.
She rattles it. I think Emily could shake it up the most because I think she would end up accidentally revealing something major.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Are you cool? Oh, yeah. Okay, you're moving again.
Yeah, no, okay. I was looking at stuff on my phone.
No, it's okay. I just was like, oh no. Because sometimes my phone will overheat and then it'll freeze.
No, we're good.
I think Emily could be, like, the biggest game changer because she can't keep her mouth shut. I feel like if she hears something she's not supposed to, then everyone's gonna know about it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Or like someone will be like, oh, I received the boomerang idol from someone else, and she's gonna be like, oh, did you hear about their idol?
Yeah, and honestly, like, it goes back to it. She just pisses me off.
It's getting annoying to watch. It is getting a little hard to watch.
It's hard to watch because it's happening so quickly. It's like we haven't even got to, like, the most stressful part of this.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
Like, no offense, but she does not do good under pressure of any kind.
She's folding faster than, like, someone who got, like, a 2 of clubs and 8 of diamonds in Texas Hold'em.
She's folding faster than my origami. I'm just like, how do you, like... No offense, but, like, you've done this before. Like, it feels like... Okay, this is just me. It feels like what's happening is that she is in the game, but her mindset is already panicking as if she's in the final, like, 5 people. Because I don't know how far she made in her last game.
I think she got like 7th or 8th.
Because I feel like she's playing it right now as if there are just that few people, when that's not the case. I feel like she's just in the mindset of, like, I need to, like, I need to get all these remaining people on my side, but it's like, you're so early in the game.
Yeah, she is. I think that's the kind of player she is. There are players that will play where getting on the show is the reward, everything else is a bonus, and they go by the day. She is the kind of player that is so focused on I'm going to win this, or that's like their so deeply their end goal that she's getting too much tunnel vision.
Some people play by the day, she plays by the second. Sometimes I just want to shake her and be like, just, you don't have to say anything.
Just chill.
Like,
just chill out.
Chill out, bro.
Oh my god. Do you have any final thoughts on this episode while we wrap up here?
I kind of think that Mike White was completely blindsided by getting kicked out.
His reaction was definitely like, wowzer.
Yeah, his reaction, I couldn't tell if he was more upset, like sad, or more like upset, like betrayed and angry. Because some of the things, like the way he talked, where he was like, "Good game, everyone," it kind of sounded like angry.
He sounded like miffed, but also like in good spirits.
I guess that's a word for it. He sounded miffed. It sounded like he was very upset and like hurt and betrayed, but he was trying to be like a good loser, not like a sore loser.
Yeah, he was being
And
a
like,
good sport about it.
even if he was like mad about it and stuff, which it kind of felt like he was a little bit mad about it, I still got to give it to him for trying to not show in, trying to be a good sport about it. I feel like that says more about your character than not being mad at all. The fact that you seem like kind of upset and angry about it, but you're still choosing to try to be nice and try to be a good sport about it.
Yeah. He
I
like
just
I think he didn't want to be the multimillionaire that's getting upset that he's losing the game to win $1 million.
I think that's part of it. Is like, I do think he came onto the game because he likes Survivor, but there is also that aspect of it that he is a lot bigger and a lot more famous than a lot of the other people on there. So like,
Yeah.
his time in the like spotlight isn't going to go away when the show's over, unlike a lot of the other people.
Yeah, that's very fair. So I think he was just happy to have been included. We do have another question. Oh, go ahead though.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think that the biggest takeaway for me was it didn't seem like he was upset about like being voted out. It seemed like he was just more so upset about his time at Survivor being over so early.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to keep partying with them more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sad that he had to go, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. What is Mike's strengths? What caused him to get voted out? So you'll see when you watch the episode, brother. We did talk about it. Mike, he compared Emily on this season to Christian's old ally and was trying to suggest that Emily is a blind spot for him and that if he doesn't get Emily out, then she's gonna get him eventually. And it made Christian very emotional thinking back to this. But he was able to see that Mike was bringing this up to manipulate him into voting out Emily. And he was like, Mike's really powerful and he's really sociable. So they just wanted to get rid of him. Oh,
And also, we said this earlier, he kind of played his hand too early.
Yeah, he
Like,
played really hard. Also, you just got nutted on. Kind of a
oh,
gray nut, but
that's concerning.
yeah. See a doctor. Yeah, Mike went too hard at the start.
I'm allergic to nuts.
Uh-oh. Coconut. It's more of a fruit.
It's a wood nut I'm allergic to.
No.
I kind of feel like if he would have not pulled up the Gabby thing, if he would have said, like, let's vote for her, he could have convinced people if he hadn't specifically done that.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't bring up Gabby, there's a way to sell it to Christian that's like, she spilled about the idol. I think if you then after she spills to Ozzy, after you say don't talk to Ozzy, there's a way to spin it like Emily's just not trustworthy. Not that she's like Gabby, but that she isn't to be trusted.
Yeah. I really feel like he kind of blew his chance too early because like I said, I do stand by. I think he could have definitely got them to vote her out without bringing that up.
Yeah.
I feel like also the other thing that kind of made me mad is like he did that and it didn't really feel like he had that big of a plan with it. It felt like he kind of just did it because he knew that would like hurt him and was hoping that him being hurt would kind of cloud his judgment.
He was hoping to poke at the wounds a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like it was a little too early to poke at wounds.
Yeah, that's a you haven't eaten in 3 weeks kind of play.
Yeah, like you're thinking about stuff other than this. Like you're thinking about food, you're thinking about like the next challenge. It was too calm.
Christian especially he's gone to every tribal, so he's so game minded at this point that like you selling on a gameplay or game point thing would have been a better sell than an emotional manipulation kind of move.
Yeah. I kind of wish he wouldn't have done that because I did really like him.
He's fun. I like Mike White. I like School of Rock, so you know, Ned Schneebly. Gotta love him.
I think I just liked him because he was very much like a hidden like build. Like he comes off as like an old man, but he's actually pretty fit and pretty like able to do the challenges.
I think he's just really good for comedy if you give him the room to get there. Cause in David vs. Goliath, oh my god. Angelina actually, she was looking for an idol, and like they had to have this like ladder and like climbing up a rock face and stuff. And they're all looking around, like 3 of them looking for it together, and Mike's just there with like half a huge glass of wine, like sipping it, half drunk, laughing at them. He's so. I love Mike White. I am sorry that he's gone. I'm sorry we lost Q and Mike White back to back. Tough boot order so far, those 2 episodes.
I think that's the other thing is between him and Q both getting kicked out. I'm like, oh,
it's tough. It's tough. Hi, Meowza. Hi.
Hello, Meowza.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard. It's hard.
I want them to do a season of like everyone that I want to see. I just want them to do another rerun season again.
Yeah, 46 in the new era was a similar one with that. Q is just one of those players that I would watch him on every season.
They should just put him in every season.
That's.
Oh my god, can I say something random?
Yes.
What's the host name?
XD. What?
What's the host name?
Jeff Probst.
Oh my god. He sometimes is so like smiling the widest smile you've ever seen. Happiest man on the planet going, your tribe has kicked you out. bring your torch over here. Let me extinguish its flame and let you go home crying. Like,
Bring your life in this game to me to extinguish.
yeah, he's like, your life here is over. And he's like, has the biggest smile on his face. It's so funny. But he's such a good commentator. Like, in the games and stuff, he's so good at like hyping up the teams as well as just generally explaining what's happening. Like, he goes back and forth between hyping them up and explaining what they're doing. Like,
Jeff, go ahead.
I really enjoy when he's like, you guys are still in it. You got this. I'm like, oh my God, that's a hype man.
Jeff is a really good host, and you can actually tell who he likes from some of his commentary, and how he talks about a player. Like, if a player in the challenge is going really slow, if he likes you, this player's going slow and steady, careful not to make any mistakes. They're on it.
Oh my God.
And if they don't like you, then he's like, oh, they're dragging their feet. You're gonna fall behind.
I think they just dropped something upstairs.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear me scream?
I did hear you get startled. I was like, I don't think that was a reaction to what I was saying.
No, they dropped something upstairs and it scared the crap out of me.
Oh my God.
I heard them yell sorry.
Damn.
Who do you think Jeff White... No. What's his name again? The host?
Jeff Probst?
Jeff Probst?
Yeah, Probst.
Okay. Who do you think he hates the most?
On this season?
On this season and every season.
On this season? Honestly, I don't think you could pick any, because this is just like a season of love and happiness.
I was gonna say, I guess they handpicked the people to go again this season, so they probably wouldn't pick people.
I think he really dislikes Johnny Fairplay.
Why? He plays so fair.
His first season, he super gamed it. And the family visit challenge, he planned that if he was there for his friend to go out and tell him that his grandmother died, so that the other castaways would throw the challenge to let him get it, which is exactly what happened. And so on this show, he's like, my grandmother's watching Jerry Springer right now. So Jeff did not like that. He did not like that he showed up to the first tribal drunk. And then when he got invited back, he quit on the first tribal.
Right. Okay, listen, I know it's a competitive game. I know that it's all about the mind games. That's fucked up.
The dad grandma play is one of the most infamous Survivor moments.
That seems so, like, that's so crazy. Oh my God, I'm sorry, but that would lead to violence for me.
Well, they didn't find out till after.
Until after he won and talked to your grandma?
Well, he didn't win, but, like, till the season aired, like, they found out watching it that the grandma was alive. They thought that she was dead, presumably till that moment.
Oh, I thought the challenge was to, like, meet with your family.
Well, his friend was there. And, like, so it was, like, his friend was there instead of the grandmother. And that's how he found out that the grandmother's quote-unquote dead.
I'm a little confused.
So, family members go out to the island to visit them.
Yeah.
And he had his friend, they planned that his friend would come out to visit and tell him that his grandmother passed away. Just to, like, get a sympathy play so that people would want to.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I misunderstood. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought... What's his name?
Johnny Fairplay?
I thought Johnny convinced another player that their grandma had died, so everybody would throw the round so that he could visit with his family member to talk about that.
No.
You see why I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy. No. Just his own grandmother lying about being dead.
Nah, that's still crazy. I'd punch him in the face.
No,
That's why
yeah.
they can't have him on the show again.
He
The insurance told them no.
he did get invited back. He quit, but it's like a quit asterisk because in the first challenge, one of his tribe mates accidentally smashed his head into the side of a boat. Like a little wooden canoe kind of thing. And Johnny had just been recovering from jaw surgery. And so this basically just like agitated the shit out of it, and he needed like oxy basically, and so they couldn't give that to him, obviously. So he was like, "Please let me out. I can't stand this pain."
I need my oxy.
Any final words? Any final thoughts on the episode? Any predictions for next week?
Yeah, I actually have a prediction for next week.
Oh yeah?
I think that Christian's team's finally gonna not be on the vote.
Well, okay. So next week's a double elimination. So there's only one that's not gonna go.
Sorry, Christian. I take back my prediction.
I think Orange doesn't go. I don't think there's a shot they go with Jonathan.
Yeah. Whatever team Jonathan's on, that's the team I'm rooting for until they go together.
I would love to see Christian's team avoid Tribal and the other two go. I think that Orange is gonna miss Tribal and the other two are gonna go. And then we'll get like our first double elimination episode. Whether or not they're all at one Tribal together or it's two separate ones, I think it's a double elim episode because they've got to start doing those.
They should just eliminate a whole team. They shouldn't. Oh my god.
Well, I think that was actually like a theory someone had that like I had heard it talk about that like one of the pre-merge things is just a whole tribe wipe.
That'd be insane. Have they ever done that before?
No, well, because they've never had this many surplus players. It's usually like 18 to 20, and they have 24 that they started with.
I think I have another prediction.
Yeah.
I think somebody's going to have to leave because of medical stuff again.
Next week, you think?
I think so.
Who though? Like, what makes you think that?
There's just a lot of people left, and I kind of feel like it wouldn't surprise me with the fact that somebody's already like messed up their ankle and like coach almost drowned. I feel like
you think middle-aged survivor is gonna strike for someone else again?
I think so, yeah. Because I'm like looking at their ages, and a lot of them are older than me, and I feel like I would have hurt myself already.
That's fair. Yeah, this is definitely like one of the oldest seasons, age-wise. I think I want to predict that. I want to try to predict someone that's going home. I feel like Tiffany might be going home soon. No, because Tiff's on the tribe with Aubrey and Genevieve, so she's good for at least one tribal. Because I feel like one of those two are. I feel like Genevieve or Aubrey goes home next week. That's my prediction. One of those two are going home next week.
It's gonna be so funny if Genevieve ends up going out because she gets injured and she has both those boomerang idols on her.
Well, she doesn't have either of them.
Oh, she found both of them. You're right.
Yeah, they're already gone. I think what would be the best episode next week, the best editing to build up to this, would be Christian's tribe doesn't go to tribal council, and then we get Charlie versus Rizgod in one tribal, and Aubrey versus Genevieve in another tribal. I think that would be a killer episode.
You know, maybe you should write Survivor.
Write it.
I do kind of wonder how much like social manipulation there is behind the scenes.
I don't think that the producers do too much of that because
I don't think they have to.
They got in trouble for it before.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
But they are probably a little careful, or like they try to like, blah, 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 you know.
You know, I also wonder if the way they do it now to like manipulate them is like pulling them aside for their confessional at like specific times to allow other people to talk with each other.
Oh.
Like, oh, these two people are talking about voting out this third person. Let's pull one of them out when they're like those three people are together and make it so the person, like one of the people that are planning on voting against them, are stuck talking to them.
That would be interesting. I don't know. I don't know how much they manipulate it like that. The contestants at least don't talk about it too much like they are. So I don't think there's reason to believe that it happens that much, if at all.
I would say the biggest thing is like just the way they edit. That's the biggest manipulative thing they could do.
Like, yeah, they can make you look however they want with an edit.
Can they make me look like I have a fat ass?
They don't have to. You do got one, baby. If you could have a full VOD of Survivor, I think it'd be boring, but I think it would be really cool for some seasons. But I think like the raw footage would just be very boring.
I need to next time bring pictures.
Of your ass?
I can. I'm a Survivor, but I can
Oh.
include my ass. Just a random slide of just my full ass cheeks.
Please? Alright, well, so we'll probably wrap up there,
Why
then.
is there a mosquito in my room? Sorry.
What?
There's a mosquito in my room. I've talked about this before. For some reason, mosquitoes always manage to find me. I don't know how.
You're just so sweet.
Oh. You know what? I guess it's fine then.
I solved your problem. Thank you for hanging out tonight, Laya.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for talking Survivor with me. Thank you for answering all my questions, because this is the first time I've ever watched Survivor.
I should be saying all those things. Well, not all those things, but some of those things to you. Thanks for coming to talk with me about Survivor. I feel like as much as I love, and as much as I do get to talk about it, I feel like I could never talk about it enough.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to talk about, especially like this season, since everyone's like experienced.
Definitely. This is such a good season to watch, and I'm so glad to be able to like actively engage with it with you as well. Cause it's a lot more fun when you're able to like really get into it with someone.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be enjoying this nearly as much if I didn't have somebody to talk about it with.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it makes it fun. I think it's I think I've always kind of, or not always, but I've been kind of wanting to do a podcast for a little bit, and so I'm excited that we're doing one together. Yeah.
I'll have to find, after Survivor's over, I'm gonna have to find some show to drag you into.
Oh, it's only fair.
Okay, I'll let you go so you can say goodbye to your chat.
Alright, bye, Laya!
Goodbye, beautiful.
Bye-bye!
Mm.